Are you looking to wash your engine bay? Are you scared to wash your engine bay? Maybe you don't know how to wash your engine bay because you're worried about maybe electronics, or you just simply don't know what to do. Watch my video, guys, and I'll show you exactly how I do my engine bay, especially being an off-roader and a detailer as well. I took a lot of time to do this. I have a lot of experience as well. I've tried a variety of things. So watch this video, let me know what you guys think, and I hope this helps you and feel a little more confident about washing your engine as well. These things can handle water, so watch it. Okay, so get your pressure washer on, and from roughly about 6 feet back, you want to start from either left or right and just hover over your engine bay, going very slowly. You're just starting to rinse it off from any light dirt that you may have on the engine bay already. So you want to go over it a couple times there, and then you want to move to the right side of your truck about 6 feet away again, so you can get the one side of your vehicle and kind of in behind the grill there really well too. I hold it up a little bit so that it makes it easier to get up or down into the engine bay a little bit better. Like I said, you only want to do that a couple times, and then afterwards go to the other side again so you can get the other side and also angle it up a little bit there. Use a wide angle spray, either like depending on what colors you have. I mean, this one's a green one. You have a white option as well, and that's just more degrees, so it opens up the spread. And like I said, about 6 feet apart. Then afterwards, what you want to do is grab some multi-purpose cleaner or engine degreaser, whichever you prefer. I mean, there's a variety of cleaners you can get. If you have light dirt on it, you don't really need to use engine degreaser because that's more or less for oil issues. Yeah, so my sprayer was leaking there for a second there, so I had to tighten that up. That's why it was not working. Here I'm just using a multi-purpose cleaner. Just something that's it's a water-based chemical there. It's safe for the engine and all that. It loosens up a lot of the dirt. So you basically spray it all over the engine bay there. Get everywhere you can. Use as much as you like. I mean, the more the merrier. Geez, I cannot talk today for sure. So, like just get it up and around the engine. Make sure you kind of get the front area too, where the belt is. The pulleys, I've noticed, seem to collect a lot of dirt, so make sure you kind of keep an eye on that when you're washing your engine bay there too. You obviously don't want to go right up to it because your alternator's right there. And I mean, the alternator can handle water, but I mean, when you're putting a couple thousand psi at it, it definitely will probably glitch out on you there. So hose down everywhere you want. You can even do right underneath the hood there too, to get all that dirt off there too. You don't have to do just the engine bay. So after you do that, if you have a brush, you can, or even some sort of like bug sponge or something, I mean, even saturate it a little bit there too, just kind of helps. And then go around all your rubber pieces, your plastic pieces, get wherever you can and just kind of scrub it in there to agitate the surface. That way it kind of helps get into the dirt a little more, because if you just put it on there and rinse it off, you're not really getting it into the plastics or any of the fibers or whatever that's in the engine bay, obviously. So you want to scrub it and agitate it to kind of help it, and it'll loosen it up a little bit there. So don't be shy about brushing it. I mean, if you use a nice smooth brush, don't be afraid to brush it in every angle that you want. So I'm just starting pretty much, I start from the front and then I work around the sides and then I go to the back, and then at the same time I finish it off with doing underneath the hood there, not in the engine bay obviously. So, and then just kind of go around and scrub everything. I mean, as long as you kind of give it a little bit of agitation, that will help it more than it will than just spraying it off. So keep that in mind. If you don't brush it, do not waste your time or money buying chemicals, because it really will not benefit you that much at all to do that. So if you're going to use chemicals, brush it, or have some sort of agitator. Even a cloth, I guess, would help too. Just something to press into it, so that when you go to rinse it off, it all just rinses off with the dirt there too. I'm using a short hair brush. I can't remember what kind of hair it is. I think it's horsehair, something like that maybe. I can't remember. It's got a pretty smooth finish, and it's just a short handle brush. It's pretty convenient to use for something like this. I mean, you can use, like I said, pretty much anything you want, or don't have to worry about doing this step here, so you can just completely avoid it. Once you have brushed everything, the next step is rinsing it off, and the exact same process as what you did to just start rinsing. You want to do about 6 feet apart from every angle or every side of the vehicle. That way you're not getting up too close and personal with your engine bay, because I mean, it can handle water, like I said. It's not scary to do it, but you just don't need to go full blast up close and personal with it. But if you have a lot of mud, like if you're coming back from a mudding trip or something like that, you definitely want to maybe put on a little more aggression to it. So in other words, don't put on a different tip, because you don't want that fine point tip. That stuff is really aggressive. Like, I mean, if you use, say, like a red tip, you're gonna have to be at least 10 or 15 feet back, and you don't want that. So you want to keep it a wide spread angle, but you just might have to go a little closer and get a little more a little aggressive with it by all means there too. So, but like I said, for the most part, everything in here is pretty waterproof. I've never had an issue. The amount of times I've probably washed this engine bay, I can't even say. I mean, I've gotten this truck so dirty so many times and full of mud. I mean, and like, look at that, all the dirt that I got off, right? So it definitely helps to brush it. So now the fun part, and you start rinsing off all the dirt and the chemicals. See how much fun I'm gonna have? So same process, start left to right and just go slowly across. You just want to run it all down nicely. You're not looking to go crazy, because basically the work that's doing here is the chemicals with the brush. The pressure washer is just kind of getting rid of it, and you don't have to go hard on it by all means. So, and just run it all down, top to bottom. If you're just an FYI, if you're actually washing your whole truck kind of thing, you're detailing all of it, start with this, because you don't want to do this afterwards of, after you like clean the whole truck up, or you just say rinsed it and soaked it. You want to do this beforehand, so take the time to do it. Otherwise, just rinse it off and then close the hood or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that part there. So, like I said, go over it nice and slowly, and go on different angles, go side to side. You don't want to miss anything, because otherwise you're going to have a huge dirt spot somewhere. But, I mean, if you're like me, you're not going to go crazy on it, because obviously it's going to get dirty real fast. But, I mean, if you want to give it a good cleaning, so obviously, because it's good maintenance, too. Because if you leave your engine bay full of mud and dirt all the time, that's how it wears out, and you don't need that. So, you want to keep your engine bay decently clean, or at least rinsed off every now and again. I do mine every couple months, but, I mean, it just depends on what I'm doing. So, I mean, if I haven't really done anything this year, this is probably the second time in the last few months that I've actually rinsed off or washed my engine bay. So I don't often use chemicals, but that's just me. I prefer just rinsing it off and then driving it right after, just so that you blow out all the water and you don't let it sit there. If you live in Canada like me, you don't really want to wash your engine bay when winter hits at all. Like, you want to just leave it as is. So, because a frozen engine bay is not very good at all. I'll tell you that right now. And like a final check that I do, as you can see down there by the air filter corner, or just beside the air filter, that basically where like a second battery kind of goes, or an air compressor kind of can mount. That corner seems to be always full of dirt pretty well, so you want to kind of look it over real close. And then, like I said, if you hold your pressure washer up pretty good, you won't go crazy on it. So, but I mean, if you have a pressure nozzle, you can always turn it down, or if you even use a garden hose, that's even better. I mean, you're not gonna have any pressure at all with that, so that's a lot safer there too. So, I mean, there's obviously different methods, but a pressure washer is totally safe for these trucks. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. And make sure you check the pulleys for all the mud. And that's pretty much it. That's how you wash an engine bay for a Tacoma. So I hope you guys liked the video. Have a good one.